said the smile, and he's like, hello. Hey everyone, welcome to another night of Wednesday night OWCP chats with Chris and Gini.
Hey.
Today we're going to be talking about a topic that a lot of you have questions about, and since last week you guys were asking. It's going to be on federal personal injury, what to do when you get into a car accident on the job or on job time, who to call, and the process to go through. So in the meantime, while Chris is doing some, hello Matt.
What's up, Ron and Matt and Mark, and gosh, everybody's jumping on.
Well, Chris is doing the housekeeping. Let's all share. Share. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, we have our shop. Everybody's requested t-shirts, hashtag file a grievance, hashtag knowledge is power, breaking OWCP, Federal Injury Center's hats, hoodies, t-shirts, masks, anything that you want with Federal Injury Centers is on there, and then all of the breaking OWCP stuff is on there. So when you're done, just go and shop away. Ladies, since we like to shop, now we could do online shopping. Click that shop button, and one more button you guys need to click is the follow button. Don't forget, we're almost at 10,000. I'm hoping by the end of the month we're at 10,000. So if you're on here tonight and you haven't clicked the follow button, click follow, and let's start sharing, because sharing is caring.
We're going to lose so much of our audience.
Okay.
So on that, on the shop, if you go to Breaking OWCP or just go down here to at the bottom of the screen here at Facebook, you can hit the shop button. It comes from a third party. It's a pretty cool deal. They drop ship it, so I create the designs and they send it to you. They're less flexible in pricing, so it kind of is what it is. Unlike my book, where I can charge as little as I want, just so long as I'm making enough or I can reprint them later. But you know, these things come from a third party, but you guys have asked for it so many times that finally I did it. It took me, I don't know, a better part of like a day and a half, 2 days to get it fully up and running. It was a little tricky because I'm not an expert at it, but I think it's working right. So check it out at breakingowcp.com or using the shop tab here at Facebook. That's just for those of you that said you wanted it. For everyone else, if you don't want it, no problem. It's for everyone else. So go take a look at it. Some of it's kind of funny. There's some fun stuff in there. There's like a puzzle. I don't know who's going to want it, but it's got a person screaming at their supervisor, holding it in their hand. And I thought, yeah, and it's called The Tables Are Turned. That's funny. That's
a Christmas present for your supervisor.
Yeah.
That's what you guys could do.
I had so many people tell me, or especially her, that I should make a shirt called Supervisor, but I'm just...
Stupidvisor.
I'm not going to do it. Look, there's a limit to my hatefulness. It stops there. I'm not gonna call them Stupidvisors, but you can. For sure.
I know a lot of you guys are on here already asking questions. Those of you that are just hopping on, I'm sharing. Chris is doing some housekeeping. Please hold your questions so we could get all these shares out. And it takes me a little bit because I have a gajillion that I share too.
So tonight's topic is actually really important. It's more important than any of you really understands, and which is why I'm going to give it its due attention tonight. People don't realize that when you're hurt at work in a car accident or another third-party accident, that you're required to pursue the third party, but that as a result, you can make a lot of money from the settlement. Nobody wants to be in that kind of an accident, especially if you're hurt badly or at all. But you're leaving a ton of money on the table by not understanding what's going on with this. So tonight I'm going to talk about it and guide you in the right direction. Before I talk about the next thing, let me just remind you that I've got these books. You can find them on the shop tab as well as going to breakingowcp.com. The best way to do it is buy them in a bundle, so you get them both together. They come up to like $8.97 a piece with free shipping when you buy them together. So breakingowcp.com, or just hit the shop tab at the bottom. Get your copies of these books, which basically make OWCP easy to understand. That was the purpose. I was talking with Eric Blowers today, and I said, you know, these books, there's no other books like them on the market. Like, it's almost like I have a monopoly for how to write OWCP books. And I still charge like there's tons of competition. It's a cheap book. I want you to come and get it. And learn it. Use this information, almost like keep it in your back pocket so your supervisors can't hurt you anymore. One of the things I've been thinking a lot about, and it's going to go in my third book, which I've already started writing, is that, the pain of the process should not be worse than the pain of the injury. But it is for so many of you, and you know it. So having this information makes it less painful because you can navigate the system better, and you're less likely to be taken advantage of by people who, want you to be in that pain. Anyway, so I was talking to Eric today about these third-party injuries because Eric Blauer, the attorney, specializes in this. And I'm pretty sure that I am the leading expert in this country on OWCP when it comes to healthcare, for sure. But gosh, I'm on the phone with Eric, and he's just blowing my mind. He knows so much more about this topic. And so we agreed that he's actually going to write the chapter on this topic in my next book. So I'm really excited about that. He's going to start writing it. I'm going to make, structural edits to it so that it's, he speaks and thinks at a PhD level. So we're going to work together to make sure that it's understandable. But I'm really excited. There's going to be a chapter in my next book written by Eric. So look for that. I'm like 27 pages into the book, and who knows where it's going to end. You know how it is. It just is what it is when it's done.
And those of you that don't know what the heck he's talking about, what book to get, hold your questions, guys. Okay, hold your questions, because so many of you put questions down, and I won't be able to go back and see them. Tell them what the book's for the people that are new.
Yeah, okay, so I just said it, but Breaking OWCP. So I'm writing volume 3. And, a lot of authors, and I've got a library full of books over here, and there are authors that write multiple books, and they call the books different things. Not me. All of my books are called Breaking OWCP, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and we have subtitles. So like the subtitle of this one was You Are Not Alone. I'm not sure what the subtitle of Book 3 is, but it's going to be something to the effect of the rules, because what I've realized along the way writing these books and talking to all of you and doing this thing every week is that if we had an expert knowledge of the rules, we would be so powerful in the event that there's an OWCP claim to have to be filed. And so I'm basing a book around the rules and putting some other insights in there, some things that I've kind of figured out along the way, and things that have come to me since writing the first 2 books. Anyways, I'm really excited about it. I never dreamed that I would be an author like this. It was not on purpose, but here we are anyways, and I'm happy that we're able to help out like that. Like I said, there's nobody else doing it. There's no other books on these topics. If there were this information out there, maybe the claims acceptance rate wouldn't be so bad nationwide overall. But anyways, here we are. So check out the books and look for Breaking OWCP Volume 3 coming soon, hopefully by Christmas. So we're still sharing. Also, let me just tell you, federalinjurycenters.com. Many of you tonight are going to ask if we have a doctor in your area. My answer is going to be go check federalinjurycenters.com and look at the locations tab and see if you find somebody close to you that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense to you, there are other options on Google. You can search for doctors and see what happens. That's what Federal Injury Centers will do. You can also get all of our forms there. The new form that I'm going to talk to you about tonight will be there in the next day or 2 once my web guy gets it up there. And so go to Federal Injury Centers for forms and locations. All right, are we done sharing?
I'm not.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and just get into this topic then. So the topic is third-party OWCP claims. What does that mean? So it means like car wrecks, primarily. That's most third-party claims are car wrecks. Most car wrecks happen from letter carriers. In fact, I heard a stat that was roughly 200 plus letter carriers every day in this country get into a car wreck on the job. And so if 200 a day times 365 days, that's a lot of car wrecks, right? I mean, that's an unreal number of car wrecks that letter carriers are getting into. And unfortunately, these car wrecks aren't just body damage to the vehicle. Many times they're your own vehicle if you're a rural carrier, but it's body damage to your body, and these injuries are real. I knew a carrier in Dallas that was hit. Somebody made an illegal U-turn and hit him, and his vehicle rolled. He had multiple injuries from rolling a vehicle. That's awful. And I mean, we've seen worse. I mean, gosh, these are not funny, so I shouldn't even smile, but there have been so many severe accidents that people walked away from, thank God, but others that were terrible, but the claims couldn't be accepted. And more than the claims not being accepted is not knowing what to do when you get that injury or when you get in that accident. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. There's a form at OWCP that'll be on my website by tomorrow called a CA 1108, the long form statement of recovery. And I've got it pulled up on my computer screen over here and I'm looking at it. And I don't want any of you to ever have to fill this out. It's confusing. There's a lot of math involved. Some people, have a natural aversion to math. I'm not one of them, but a lot of people do. And if you get this form wrong, your whole settlement's going to be jacked up, and the money you get in your pocket's going to be wrong, and who knows what comes next. So I look at this form, and it's like the number one reason you need a federal lawyer, because God forbid that you have to go at it alone. Number one, how are you going to pursue the third party by yourself? The insurance company's bigger than you. And two, if you don't understand this form, who are you going to turn to? There's nobody else. You don't have anyone. So it's confusing, but it's a CA 1108 long form statement of recovery. So check that out. Come back to my website tomorrow. It should be there no later than the next day for sure. But then there are a couple of laws that apply to this. And these will be in the third book, but I'm going to tell them to you now. If you'd like to write them down, do so. You can always rewind, replay, and it'll still be there. But the Code of Federal Regulations, it's 20 CFR 10.705A. I mean, it's a mouthful. 20 CFR 10.705A says, among other things, the claimant can be required to take action against the third party. So that's the law in the Code of Federal Regulations saying OWCP can require you to sue the other driver's insurance. The United States Code, 5 U.S.C. 8132 says, among other things, it's a long mouthful of a law, but it says, ... The beneficiary is entitled to retain as a minimum, which is new to me, by the way. I thought I knew everything about this. As a minimum, 1/5 or 20% of the net amount of the money or other property remaining after expenses of a suit or settlement have been deducted. So what this is saying is when you pursue the third party and you win your settlement, which you should do when it's the other party's fault, you should win, that you are entitled to add a minimum 20% of the net amount of money after legal expenses. So the way I was teaching it before is I was saying you're entitled to 20%. But as I was talking to Eric today, he made it clear to me that 20% is just like the very minimum that you're entitled to because, and I'm not going to go into all the details because I'm going to get confused, but you should talk to Eric. And I left Eric's name and phone number under the title of this video so everyone can easily see it. I'm sure it'll be posted if it's not already as well. But if there's uninsured or underinsured motorist, you have the option to get 100% of that on top of the third-party settlement. That blew my mind. Okay, just all the way blew my mind. There's a thing called stacking where you stack insurances on top of each other where multiple cars are on the same policy. When you're able to do that, your value goes way up. And one thing I didn't realize that Eric told me today is that when your lawyer knows what they're doing, like they're a federal lawyer, not just a regular state PI lawyer, that you're also going to be entitled to a percentage of the legal fees. I mean, if your mind's not getting blown, I don't know what to do. Up to, or a minimum of 20% of the settlement, a portion of the legal fees come back to you. What are you doing? Oh, a portion of the legal fees come back to you. And if there's other ways to get paid, like uninsured and underinsured, you can have that too. So your settlement amount could feel astronomical. And the difference is when you go to your standard, state PI lawyer, of which none I will name here. Okay, I don't want to disparage anyone. But they don't understand these rules. And so all they're doing is just treating it like every other PI case they get multiple times a day. And, they're going, is there property damage? Is there medical? How much medical is there? We hope the doctor will do more medical, so the value of the case goes up. And then we're going to do a settlement. And, the settlement will be 1.5 times whatever the value of the case is. The lawyer gets a standard 33.5%, which is illegal in OWCP. And you get a third and the doctor gets a third or whatever. Okay, usually doctors don't ever get a third because it's got to be split between multiple doctors. Well, in this deal, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff if you go through a federal lawyer. The lawyer handles it if a local PI lawyer is needed, he gets one. And then you get a minimum of 20% plus all the extra stuff that your federal lawyer understands that nobody else does. And so this is a serious problem because, again, what is 200 a day times 365 days a year? That is a lot of auto accidents, a lot of third-party claims just by letter carriers. I mean, what if you're like a FBI agent who's always on duty? You know, if you're in the car, you're in duty. You're on duty because you're driving, you know, a government car. There are other, you know, agencies that drive for a living. Anyways, if you get hurt in a car wreck, this is what you do. You know, you call a federal lawyer. And if you do that, then your odds of massive win go way up. And that's what we're looking for here. You know, I'm not here so that you can lose or so you can just win a little bit. I want you to win all the way. You know, I want you to break, like I said, breaking OWCP. I want to break the system. And the only way to do that is to take the proper steps and win, to understand the rules and to know who to call so that you can maximize coming out on top. So that's how you handle that. You call Eric Blowers. I mean, just very bluntly, you call Eric. And look, I don't get anything out of you calling Eric. You can call him or don't call him. The only thing I get when you call him is that I know you get to win. That's what I get. That I know you're winning.
Yeah, we don't work for him or anything like that.
No, so I just want you to win.
Yeah.
And I know that if you go to a regular PI lawyer, you will win, but you'll win small.
And they don't really understand it, unfortunately. I used to work for a PI attorney. I understand. And everything that I had to do, if they threw this at us, the attorney wouldn't know. And he was well known, and he is very well known in the community. So this is not something for the everyday PI. We both have friends that are regular PI attorneys, but federal, please make the call first. So down below, Renee Marie, it's pinned with all the information, where to buy the book, where to buy the t-shirts, Attorney Eric Blowers' phone number, our mobile app, and for the t-shirts, you click the shop button up in the tab bar, shop, and it takes you directly to Breaking OWCP. So,
I hope everyone gets the File a Grievance shirt.
I know. Take pictures and hashtag it.
I never forget when a high-up union leader told me that he was basically offended that I was wearing, and she was wearing a hashtag File a Grievance shirt.
It was for fun.
And I was like, all right, well, more people need that shirt.
Right, there's a lot of good questions. First off, we have, now I'm going to read them, so you're going to know where I'm at, how high up I am. Emma said the books are very good. Get them, you will understand a lot. So those of you that are joining us, those were the books. You go to breakingowcp.com or the shop tab right in Wednesday night OWCP chats and purchase them.
So I had this
pick for shirt while you're at it.
About a year ago or so, I had this over-the-top guy who was just like stalking me. He went on a radio show.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that guy? He went on a radio show to like say bad things about me. He was sending me Facebook messages. He was posting in my news feed, and I was like, dude, let's talk. Whatever. And I don't want to talk. Let's do it by Facebook. All right. Then that never happened either. But his whole problem was, you're profiteering off of federal employees. Well, okay, look. If you can tell me how to get these books printed for free, I'll start charging free for these. You know, they'll be zero. But my printer won't do it for free. You know, they just keep insisting that I give them money. So I got to be able to print the next batch. But anyways, these are here to help you. This is, like, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes of books sitting here in my office. They don't do me any good. I know exactly what's in every page of these books because I wrote them. They need to be in your hands and in your friends' hands. And I need to be able to reprint them and get them into more people's hands. About 2,000 plus people have the books, which is incredible. I'm humbled by it. But there are nearly 3 million federal employees, and there's turnover in the federal workforce. So the more people are coming in next year and the next year and the next year. And, you know, this information, if just ignored, it's just going to go away. You know, you're not going to be in your federal job forever. Who's going to be there next to carry this thing? So, you know, the books are there to keep the information alive, and I'm going to write a third book to keep the information fresh.
All right.
Go ahead.
Marty Giampa said, I understand there are new offices in Manhattan and LA. When will they be able to see patients?
Well, I think they're going to be able to see patients easily within the next 30 days, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, which gives some people on my end heartburn because that means we have to rush the training.
And we have to fly out there, too, to finalize everything.
Yeah, I think in the next 30 days, they'll be fully ready to go. The California office has been super excited, enthusiastic about getting trained. So enthusiastic that she has no tolerance for us being slow. So that's actually a really nice change. And the doctors in New York actually met them. It's the second time I met them when I was in Dallas with her and Joe a while back. And super nice guy, like really, really nice guy in Manhattan. It's a start. And Rich Ray, I told you, we found a workaround to sort of bridge the gap between now and the unbelievable red tape we have to jump over for getting registered in the state. So we figured it out. Now we just got to get somebody in Staten Island, and our Manhattan guys have a lead.
So anybody in California, well, it's Redondo Beach and Manhattan, get ready because we will be coming out there October. So you guys know our month is completely booked for this. So keep checking the posts when we're going to be out there. So we'll do a meet and greet. All right, Madeline said, what about dog bites? Is that third party?
So as I understand it, dog bites are third party when you know the owner of the dog and you can prove it. Just a stray dog, there's no insurance. But a lot of homeowners insurance have things in there to cover dog bites, by, like, God forbid my dog gets out and she decides she's not the sweetest little angel in the world anymore and she wants to bite somebody, my homeowner's insurance would cover it.
James said, what form do I need to add more diagnosis to my accepted strain claim?
Yeah, there's no form for you to fill out. Unfortunately, you got to go to your doctor and tell your doctor to write a narrative report called a diagnosis expansion, where the doctor explains medically why these other diagnoses should be added to the existing claim.
Christina, hey, she said, hey guys, I'm helping with building safety inspections. Just wanted to pop in when I have a few. Well, welcome. And again, thank you for having us on your Zoom the last time with Social Security.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. Gizmo's doing good, as always.
Ron's always sweet with Gizmo.
I know. Renee Marie said, always get a specialist like a federal lawyer for the best answers and results.
Yeah, you can go anywhere to find a lawyer. But, like, I have three. All three of my lawyers don't do the same thing. One of them does healthcare. One of them does franchising. One of them does compliance. So, they're all different. You need a lawyer that specializes in what your issue is. Actually, 4 lawyers.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Debbie said, is a dog bite considered a third-party claim?
Okay, yeah, just like I said before, it's a third-party claim if you can identify the owner and if the owner's homeowner's insurance covers things like dog bites.
Anthony Pasquale said, good info. Go to their website. Insightful. Well,
thank you. Appreciate that.
Vina Banks said, what if you were involved in a motor vehicle, in a postal vehicle, a hit and run? But you still call the cops.
Yeah.
And no matter what, call the police, then contact your supervisor. Your safety comes first. Take pictures, get the cops, let the cops deal with it. There's a lot of places now they have cameras. See wherever you got hit. See if a homeowner has a camera. I mean, once you have an attorney that goes through all of that, they'll help you with that stuff, and shops and street cameras and stuff. So
can't they use their own health or auto insurance too?
Yeah.
I wonder, does a post office provide insurance for their vehicles and drivers? I don't know the answer to that, but that'd be interesting.
That's something to ask Eric. Yeah.
They should.
Yeah. Julie Kiker said, does a third-party thing apply to an injury other than a motor vehicle accident?
Yeah, like what if you are delivering mail into a business and they've got obstructions or water on the floor and you fall down? That's a third-party claim too. People hate slip and fall, but look, if you fall down and get hurt, I hate that you're hurt worse than the words slip and fall. So in that case, that business would be their insurance would be the third party. So there are other ways to do it, absolutely. It's not just car wrecks.
Rich Ray said, great books. Every steward and carrier should have one.
Well, all the richest people do.
TJ Day said, I won my third-party claim from a dog attack in 2019. I haven't received any money. Lawyer said funds was sent to OWCP for them to disburse me the money. Who should I contact? I haven't heard anything since October 2020.
I mean, call your claims examiner, call your lawyer. I mean, I don't know. Call Eric Blowers and ask him. That's actually, I'd start there.
Yassini said, I'm a letter carrier who just got diagnosed with diabetes type 1. I haven't worked for 8 months. Now I am back to the office. They only gave me 3 to 4 hours of work. They're telling me that it didn't happen to you at work, so you're not guaranteed the hours. I don't know what to do or who to call. Well, having diabetes is not a work condition. So,
I mean, if ever a doctor can determine how it is, that'd be different. But to my knowledge, it's not either. And so they're not required to, offer work to you if you don't have an accepted OWCP claim.
yeah, I have a medical background, so does Chris. Diabetes is just something in you.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I doubt they'll cover that.
And Ron Speakman says Eric is the best.
Yes, he is. Carol said post office only covers when you're on the route.
Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about. If you're not in the performance of duty, it wouldn't be an OWCP claim.
Anthony Pasquale said, would ice on homeowner steps be considered a slip and fall?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know they tell you keep your sidewalk, your driveway, and your walkway to your door clean, even when we lived in the snow.
Yeah, here
like
in Florida, we don't get ice, but if we did, it would be my job to de-ice my walkways on my property.
Mr. Ahmed said, I got a hernia and I claimed, but I got declined. I had surgery 3 weeks ago. I didn't get any pay. So where are you going? Let's find out why your claim was denied. If you want, go ahead and message us on the Wednesday Night Chats Messenger and upload us that deny letter, and one of the girls will give you a call and help you out with that.
Yeah.
All right, where is it? Eric, it's the best. I went over one. Postal Service is self-insure.
Okay.
Post office only covers, yeah, okay.
By the way, self-insured means insured.
Yeah.
To you, it feels the same as a fully insured. Self-insured, fully insured. To the user, meaning you, are kind of the same thing.
Deborah Sanders says, a coworker was struck by a car while in performance of her duties. Would this be a third-party claim?
Absolutely, yes.
Of course.
That's a horrible injury, but yeah, that's a third-party claim for sure.
So don't forget, guys, when you get into an accident, number one, call 911. Get that out of the way if you're hurt or not, to avoid people like the hit and run.
Yeah.
Take a picture of their license plate if you're, able to do so. Take a picture of your car, their car, and then call your supervisor or a steward or somebody, and then get over to the hospital, and then have somebody get you a CA-16. And if you can't, you just take one back because you have some time to take it back.
Yeah.
So, and Eric will help you get a local PI attorney. A lot of times we hear after we do this is, I wish I would have known this. This is why we tell you, come to this page and learn, get educated, because everybody that is on here is buying the book, listening, and helping. And another thing I wanted to touch on is a lot of you guys have been tagging us in post. It's fine. When I do respond, it's all these people. Some people, because I'm reading it, and I'll tell Chris, some people are giving the wrong information to you, so please be careful. There's stuff that I don't know, but the stuff that I do know, I'll just say that's not the right thing. This is what you need to do. Or I'll just say, watch this video, go to our site. It's not that hard. We'll get you right away. And all these federal employees are posting. We're posting. This followers should be double to what we have with 2.8 million federal employees.
At least.
Let's see.
So go ahead and hit the follow button. If you're here watching, hit follow. If it takes you away, that's fine. Just come right back. We're not going anywhere.
Ron Speakman said, do not use Davido's firm. Call Eric Blowers. Kevin Hall said, your makeup is on fire tonight. You go, girl. Yes. Thanks, Kevin. You're so sweet. Anthony Pasquale said, I second that. Well, let's talk about makeup.
Let's don't.
All right. Also, another thing, and this is his fault. If you guys are messaging Chris on Facebook Messenger, he doesn't check it. Ever. We're going to disconnect it tonight because he just doesn't check it.
Well, I don't want to disconnect it, but you need to understand, if you send me a personal Facebook message, there's a really high likelihood that I'll get to it 2 months from now or longer, because so I live in email. I use my Outlook. I get text messages all the time. I've actually got 2 different emails, which is very annoying. I'm trying to get off of one of them. And, I get phone calls all day long. I've got doctors calling me, their staff's calling me, my staff calling me. In the middle, I'm doing the very best I can to work directly with you, which is actually my passion. That's what I want to do. But I get in trouble from her occasionally because I don't check my Facebook Messenger. And so I asked him, is that a thing? Like, people communicate like this with Facebook Messenger? Because I grew up with like a phone that was attached to the wall, and we would talk, and then we would like go to our friend's house and talk to them in person. And then when I went to college, it was incredible. There was like 36,000 people, and we saw each other face to face all the time.
Yeah, you have to.
And then like they came out, like thank God for Steve Jobs. We got the phone. The iPhone is incredible. And now you got all these apps, and just one more place I got to look for messages. My email address is chris@federalinjurycenters.com. And while it's not perfect, because I'm not, that's the best way to get me, especially if you have documents and lots of information, because you can type better into a keyboard than you can into your phone.
But the best way to get in touch with him or have somebody call you is go on the Wednesday night chats and ask all your questions on there. The girls are answering the questions. They're giving you their information. They're giving you their phone number. They're asking for your phone number.
Yeah, so like if you love using Facebook Messenger to communicate, that's cool because we have people that do that all day long.
Yeah.
But come to Wednesday night OWCP chats and send your message there. Like tonight, Kamini had a question that she wanted me to answer. She's going to send it to me, and I'm going to take care of it. So if it's something that, my folks don't really know how to answer, they're going to get it to me. You're always going to get a good answer.
Yep. Renee Marie said, when I was rear-ended, it was by another delivery driver for a company no longer in business. My claim is under reconsideration, but I never saw any police report and was never advised to seek a third-party settlement. Do I need to look into this or not unless asked?
Yeah, I mean, I learned today from Eric, there's a statute of limitations on this depending on the state. The particular state we were talking about was 5 years. And so that's going to be different from state to state. So I wouldn't delay more than tomorrow to find out just in case. If you wait longer, you run the risk of running into that limitation date.
And Renee, what you need to do is if you want your own police report, after 72 hours, you have to go pick it up. I don't know if they're emailing it anymore, but you can go pick it up or request it and you can get it.
And she knows what she's talking about. She used to work for one of the busiest PI lawyers in the state of Florida, which may be one of the busiest PI lawyers in the country. So, for sure.
It wasn't Morgan & Morgan.
Well, we're not even going to talk about who it was or wasn't. It's irrelevant. But she knows what she's talking about. And the guy she worked for was probably a genius, which is annoying.
So just
I thought I was the only
anytime
genius.
if you need a police report, it takes 72 hours and then you can go pick it up.
Unless there's not a police report.
Right. Morgan, wait. But no matter how minor the accident is, I am telling you, because I used to do this, still call the cops. Don't let the person get away without getting their info and call the police. We had that issue with one of our sons.
Oh yeah, it was a hit and run in a parking garage and the people hit him and left a note, and the next thing you know, the note we called, and it went from being extremely helpful to being totally abrasive and not helping, and you guys are talking about me, okay. And we ended up having to get our insurance company to go after them, which worked.
But it was funny.
But it was a hassle. I don't want anybody to go through it.
Because I've been trained to look people up and find them. I was able to find her. Morgan Waite said, I have a claim from 2 years ago that was denied. Can it be opened back up?
Yeah. Okay. It can be opened back up if you filed for reconsideration within your 12-month period and you haven't missed any deadlines. If you miss deadlines, your claim may be dead. And so that's another thing. Look, it's a wonderful question. I'm happy you asked it because it gives me the chance to tell everyone else. I'm always telling you, don't miss your deadlines. If you miss deadlines, just because you don't know about it, your claims examiner, when you call and you're going to say, but I didn't know, they're going to say, well, that's the rules. Too bad.
Yeah. And
so I'm not trying to use her as an example. I'm just saying, don't miss deadlines because they're almost impossible to overcome. Hopefully you didn't. Hopefully you're fine.
Lawana said, I'm scheduled for a third opinion on a knee replacement. Roll carrier with accepted claim for sprain. In 2015 and re-injured in 2019. 2 surgeries later, now they're saying I'm worse than the first. Surgeon submitted a ton of additional documentation. Do you see the end to my wait?
Yeah, I do, but I'm most concerned with you saying that your accepted condition was a sprain. Sprains don't typically require knee replacement, and I can't imagine.
Yeah, that's odd.
No, it's not odd.
No?
She's been denied twice already, so you're going for a third opinion. I would doubt that you're going to get this approved until you get a diagnosis expansion, adding the correct diagnosis, because surely, if you need a knee replacement, a sprain is not your only problem. There's other stuff going on in there.
True.
And so your doctor needs to identify what that is and write a diagnosis expansion report.
Tiffany Wright said, "What's the steps I need to apply? What's the steps to take to apply for my schedule award?"
Okay, so I'm happy to answer that question, but I do want to take this opportunity to say I write about schedule awards at length in both of these books, Breaking OWCP. So if you're like Tiffany, was it Tiffany that asked that question?
Yeah, Tiffany, right.
If you're like Tiffany and you want to know more about schedule awards after I'm done talking about them here, I've got great chapters in the book on these. So the steps that you take to get a schedule award is A, have an accepted claim. If your claim's not approved, you have no chance at a schedule award. So that's number one. So find a doctor who knows how to get your claim approved. Hopefully you did. Number 2, you have to be medically placed at MMI, which is called maximum medical improvement. It's a medical decision. You can't make it, only your doctor can. Once your doctor says you're as good as you're ever going to get, MMI, they do an impairment rating based on the 6th edition to permanent impairment, a guide put out by the American Medical Association, the 6th edition. If they're not trained in the 6th edition and they try to use the 5th, you're going to get denied for your schedule award. It'll just be 0. So then they do the impairment rating based on the 6th edition. You attach that report to a CA7, claim for compensation. You select letter D, schedule award. You fill out page 1. Your supervisor fills out page 2. You attach your impairment rating, and you send it to your claims examiner, and you wait. And then your claims examiner will give you a written notice as to whether or not it was approved or denied. And if it's approved, they'll start paying you.
Anthony Pasquale said, what can we do to help spread the word in Massachusetts post office and doctors' offices in our area?
Anthony, that's like the money question of the night. How do you spread the word?
Well, Anthony, number 1.
Be louder than me.
If you know, there are 2 offices, one in Norwood and one in Quincy. Mm-hmm. If you contact one of the offices and you go by and pick up some brochures, they will give you a stack of brochures and you can pass those suckers out. And
put them in your break room, post them on the bulletin boards, hand them to people that you know need them. You know, that's the key. Like, who do you know that needs them? And everybody knows multiple people who has some work-related condition. All of you know that's true. Everyone knows lots of people. So what you do is you can take those brochures, and if you wanted more, man, I'll buy 500 more brochures. I'll just give them all to you, whatever. If we can actually get them in the hands of people that could benefit, that would make me very happy.
Yeah, so if you let me know through Messenger on the Wednesday night chats,
we'll mail you some.
I will talk to Michelle and I will talk to Marissa, and they'll get brochures for both offices with some CA10s and give them to you. You could do what you need to do with it.
Yeah,
we really appreciate that.
The state of Massachusetts is wildly underserved in OWCP. In a way that's shocking because we get blocked by the last people in the world that you think would want to block us, since we all have the same goal and at heart, which is helping you.
Ashley Marks said, can we contact you guys even if we have our own caseworker? I have a few questions and it's my first time having to file.
You absolutely can. The best way to do that though is to message us on Wednesday Night Chats Facebook Messenger. Yeah. And then someone will get back with you.
You're verbally talk to somebody.
There's like 9 or 10 of us and there's like 2.9 million of you. So it's best if you send us a message and then we get back to you. And somebody will always get back to you.
Yolanda Terry said, why do these offices that so-called provider treatment just do only PT and not treat patient for inflammation or pain? Well, Yolanda, are you talking about Federal Energy Center's offices or offices in general? Let us know.
Well, either way, the answer doesn't change. So, as many of you know, the rest of you are finding out now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist.
You're not?
No, I mean, maybe in PhD in
I thought
OWCP.
You were.
But I'm not a doctor. But as a result, I don't tell doctors how to doctor. And it's hard for me to say, give an intelligent answer to why doctors treat the way doctors treat. I can tell you from experience, many doctors treat based on what they know. Many doctors treat based on what they have in their office. Like a doctor that has electric stim in the office thinks everyone needs electric stim, as an example. So that's a couple of the reasons. And another part is that many of you are not like I am. When I was really sick a while back, I went to my doctor a few times, and what did I do? I demanded what I wanted. And I wasn't walking out of the doctor's office without the medicine that I wanted because, I felt like I knew better about what was good for me than the doctor did. And so maybe sometimes you have to go back to the doctor and say, what the heck? Why are you only putting E-stim on me? I don't need electric stimulation. I need to get stronger, or I need injections, or whatever, and let the doctor have a conversation with you. But remember, he's the doctor, not you, or she.
Those of you that are asking for brochures, if you contact me through Messenger and get me your address that you want me to mail it to, I will call that office and have them send you a stack of brochures. Yeah. And if you're in the local area, I will I'll tell you to go by, take a tour of the office.
They'd love to have you.
You just tell them, hey, I work for whatever, and I just wanted to tour your office, and can I get some brochures? So if you're close to any of the offices, by all means do that. If not, let me know. And you don't know who to contact, tell me what city and state you're in so I know which doctor's office to tell them. Yeah. I'll let them know, and they'll send you brochures.
Yeah, but you can always contact us through Facebook Messenger on Wednesday Night Chats.
Trish McDonald said, need help getting paid on a CA7A. Already paid for the 7B during same time period, but OWCP says doctor note is not good enough, but it's the same note I used for the 7B. Case was February 2020.
So number one, don't forget you also need a CA7 anytime you have a 7A or 7B or both. With that said, in order to get paid, you need to attach a CA17 where your doctor took you off of work, a CA20 where your doctor is explaining your current situation medically. All of these forms can be found at our website, federalinjurycenters.com. Attach printouts of any appointments you were at, signed by the doctor, anytime you were out of work due to a medical visit or therapy or whatever, imaging, whatever you were doing, surgery. And then your doctor has to write a detailed narrative called a disability narrative that explains medically why you needed to be off of work. If you'll attach those 4 things and send it in with your CA7, you have a better chance of getting paid.
Francis D'Angelo said, I broke my hip at work almost a month ago. OWCP what?
No, broken hip, that hurts.
Oh, I thought you were talking about yourself.
No.
Accepted my claim. My claim person will not return any of my calls. I have not started physical therapy and have not received a paycheck either. I feel helpless. What should I do?
Okay, so in order to get a claim started, let me just go back to the ABCs of this deal. Number one, you fill out your CA1 form with your supervisor, and you get a copy of everything in the CA1. The first page, the second page, and the notice of receipt. You get a copy of all that to take to your doctor. Number two, write yourself a detailed employee statement explaining what happened to you, how it happened, where it happened, when it happened, and so forth. You take your CA1, your receipt, and your employee statement to your doctor. Your doctor writes a narrative report. The narrative has to be beautifully detailed, explaining how your injury happened and how it was work-related, and medically what the diagnosis is. And then they got to use a correct diagnosis that won't be automatically denied. All of that gets sent in. You know, the CA1 should have already been sent in to the claims examiner. Maybe it wasn't, and that's why you haven't heard anything. But your supervisor has 10 days to turn that in once you fill it out. Your doctor is going to turn in the narrative report to match up with your CA1 document, at which point your claim examiner will issue a 9-digit claim number, which is like a file heading so that all this stuff can be filed someplace. From there, the claims examiner makes a decision based on the medical information that was submitted. So if your CA1 wasn't turned in by your supervisor, and if a medical narrative wasn't written and turned in by your doctor, you don't have an accepted claim, regardless. But those are the steps you do. You don't have to wait on a claims examiner to call you, because when those things happen, they send you a letter in the mail automatically either approving or denying your claim, and that's how you know they have everything.
Ron Speakman said, for everyone new here, educate yourself as much as possible.
Must be a long message.
Utilize federal injury centers. Come here every Wednesday night and learn, ask questions, file grievances when needed, get Congress involved if you need to, and never, never give up fighting. Keep on fighting no matter how hard it gets. It will be worth it at the end. And above all else, call Eric Blowers if you need help or are overwhelmed. Federal injury centers are awesome resources. And Jeannie and Chris are great people. Win, win, win. No more denied claims. And to my postal workers here, let's all buy a file, a grievance shirt, and pick a day to wear them together one day to promote unity for us carriers. No more mistreatment and BS. Let's send a message of unity. Let's go.
I love that.
Oh my God, that gave me chills.
Ron, that was fantastic. I really appreciate it. And Ron means it. You know, he's not a guy that just comes and blows smoke up your butt. I mean, he really means what he says.
Yeah.
So thanks for saying that. I want to say, definitely never, ever, ever give up. Never quit.
Yeah.
Ever, ever. If you don't quit, I won't quit. None of my doctors will ever give up. We'll work for free to the end of time if that's what it takes. But just you don't give up. And as far as the shirt goes, for you AFGE folks out there, one of those, you can buy that hashtag file agreement shirt in red. And you know what I'm talking about there.
Red for feds.
You can get it for blue if you're a postal employee and red for AFGE.
So you can choose your size, your color, everything. The logo's already on there. You just choose the color and it gets sent to you. Right.
But thanks for saying that, Ron. That was really cool. Appreciate that.
And if you guys do that, if anybody buys any gear any of the things that we have selling, or
Take a
any of the things, hashtag Wednesday night OWCP chats and whatever the shirt is.
Take a picture and write in the comment hashtag Wednesday night OWCP chats.
Michelle said,
or breaking OWCP.
Yeah. Any more info on offices in upstate New York?
No. I'm happy to say that we have Manhattan. I'm sad to say it's the only one now, but we only just found the workaround. It hasn't been easy. So you don't owe me your patience. I just appreciate that you have a little bit of it. Whatever patience you have left, thank you. We're working hard on it. Now that we have the workaround, we don't have to keep waiting on the state to do their thing.
Cindy, you said, I need some brochures for my area. Message me at the Wednesday night chats messenger, and I'll connect with you.
Yep.
Jessica Aber said, I can't find a federal lawyer in my area. I'm in Bellingham, Washington. I have bought these books and I feel like I want to give them to my current attorney so I don't get screwed. I'm getting denied physical therapy for my third-party accident in my postal vehicle. It's been pending for 2 years.
So Eric actually has a associate lawyer in Washington, in Seattle, right?
In Seattle.
So
Christina.
And they're federal lawyers, so it doesn't really matter what state they're in. You can be in Washington, and he can be in Alaska or North Carolina, where he's at. It doesn't really matter. So don't be hung up on, I can't find a lawyer in my state. Chances are there's not a federal lawyer in your state except for Christina, who works with Eric. So you have Eric's phone number there. That's who you call. If you have a third-party claim where you're getting hosed on it, don't get hosed anymore after tomorrow. Give Eric a call.
There's probably less than 15 federal attorneys in the United States.
And only 5 that anybody even knows their name,
yeah.
and 3 that are any good, and only 1 that I rely on.
Julie said, Julie, where have you been?
Welcome back.
Is there going to be an OWCP office in North Carolina and South Carolina?
Oh my goodness gracious.
There already is.
In Charlotte, North Carolina, and in Greenville, South Carolina. And for more information, go to the locations tab at federalregistercenters.com.
James, would love to get some brochures. I can give them to my postal friends. Again, anybody want brochures, message me on Wednesday Night Chats Messenger or my personal page. I read my Facebook pages, you guys know. And give me your address and tell me what city and state, and I'll send the brochures
out. I'm going to upload the Wednesday Night Chats brochure to OWCPchats.com, so anybody can just go download them and print them on demand.
Yolanda, is there one in Georgia? Well, of course there is.
Well, there are 3 in Georgia. There's Savannah, Brunswick, who's not fully trained yet, but working on it. And then, what is that South Atlanta that Dr. Cooper's at?
There's Columbus, there's Phoenix, and Atlanta.
Well, Columbus is Phoenix City, which is Alabama.
But
I'm talking about anyways, there's a South Atlanta office. Will you just go there to the locations tab? We have so many that sometimes I get confused. But we have one where you can see the airplanes at the airport from his office. That's how close the airport it is.
Rich Ray, we actually tried to do a convention, and COVID came and we couldn't do anything anymore.
But we can do it again, another one.
And it's funny that you brought that up because we normally end our travel. Our last week is the week before Thanksgiving, and we don't travel again till January. And it's so funny because I'm thinking in November, on a weekend, we will have a convention. He said we should have a breaking OWCP convention, create training workshops, and discuss solutions to these challenges we face in a day in, day out. I think that would be awesome. Start networking.
I love it. So let me ask this question. Look, I would plan this thing by me saying I would plan it. I mean, she would plan it. But we'd get this thing done right away if I knew that I would have an audience. But that would require everyone to get airplane, hotel, rental cars, have money for food. So I need to know that there's an audience interested in this. Forest Park, by the way. Thank you. Forest Park. You should post it.
Oh.
All right. So yeah, I love the idea. I want to do it so bad because I want to be able to touch as many people as I can and make a huge impact, a way greater impact. And I think that live training is a way to go. So if there is a consensus that we'd have a large enough audience for that, we would do it. And somebody let me know where the best place to go is.
We'll do
if you say Las Vegas, obviously I could make it happen. But we could go pretty much anywhere.
We could say Utah.
Right, we could say Las Vegas.
Cassie Williams said, the Federal Injury Centers has helped me get 2 cases approved. I ran into some bumps in the road, but they never left my side. left me alone in my process. When my union refused to endorse them, the union never stopped to help me. Even as a union steward, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for reading that. Listen, I appreciate what you just said, but I need to address the endorsement part. I don't actually want to be endorsed by the unions, and it's not out of a lack of love and respect for the unions, because I absolutely love and respect the unions. But my goal is not to be endorsed. I don't need that. I'm not interested in, hey, look at me. You know, I don't need that. What I need is access to you so that I can help more of you. Yeah. That's it. I just want to help.
We understand we have to go through a vetting process, and we're willing to do that.
No,
we're
thrilled to do it. That's no problem.
Yeah,
but it's I'm not there for an endorsement by the union. With all love and respect in my heart for the union, that's not what I want. I just want access to you so that I can help more of you. That's it. Simple as that. And when we have, I'm sorry, this last part. When unions allow us in to teach, then I'm able to give information to people that aren't watching here. You know, I have an audience of people that want the information. That's what I want. That's all I want. Nothing else. I want to teach you.
Rich Ray said, Manhattan works for me, LOL. What area, Chris?
So I'll list it on the website soon. We just signed them up, so they're definitely not trained. But Rich, as soon as they are in a position to be able to help your folks, you'll be the first to know. But they're coming close, like really close.
Yeah. Kim Walsh said, I used COP when I got hurt, but didn't realize I used over my leave and now owe the PO big bucks. I've been told I cannot go back at the beginning date of the injury to get paid for leave I didn't have. Please advise me what to do.
Well, you can always go back to the very beginning once your claim's accepted to get your leave buyback done. You can always be paid for your time off. Always, always, always.
Ashikia said, I'm a city carrier and fell in front of the building because of a messed up sidewalk. Have internal on my left ankle, knee, elbow, had knee surgery last November. OWCP stopped PT and won't approve any more MRIs for my back pain. Got sent for a second opinion doctor and the doctor said I'm fine. Can federal injury help me even though I have a doctor already? I'm in New York City.
Yes.
Oh, of course, and we'll be there soon.
No, we can definitely help you. Send us a Facebook message, and somebody will get back with you. What I'm going to want to do is read your denial letter, read your medical narrative from your doctor, and piece it all together and tell you what's missing. Because when they cut off therapy, they don't allow surgery, or anytime they cut something off, it's something that's easy to fix. So we can fix it.
Renee Marie said, I'm struggling to get the doctor and his staff to understand what a narrative is and what it needs. I keep telling them OWCP needs all treatment and diagnosis is explained both in medical terms, and so a 5-year-old can understand how the injury and treatment are related to each other and work. Your offices are too far for me to get to while off work without pay. What else can I explain on a narrative?
Okay. Go ahead.
That message us.
Yeah, and hold on a minute, because not there.
Cassie, you want to know when the Savannah, Georgia office opened? It's been a while. Guys, this is why we tell you 4 locations. Go to federalinjurycenters.com. Even like Renee Marie said, check it often, because we'll say, yay, we have an office in New York and it's opened when, but if it's not on there, because Chris and I don't look at the website because we have somebody that puts it on there, we don't know when it's up. But these two, the California and the New York, are not on there as yet.
Okay, so Renee Marie, send me everything you got and let me look at it. And I'm trying to find out where in the book I write about this, because I did. I've written a lot of stuff. But anyways, send it to me and we will see what's missing. And if I got to write it myself, I will.
James, you said you're going to send your doctor to us that you're seeing, and he's in Oregon. Great.
Yeah.
Rich said we would need at least 12 months of planning. No worries.
That's fine. I mean, whatever it takes. I mean, we're going to do this thing every week anyways, and I'm going to put out books, and we're going to have people helping, and thank God we've got 38 whatever doctor's offices that can actually make an impact. So in that next year, we're going to make a huge impact, massive impact, but. So I could wait if I have to.
We are going to be getting a doctor soon in Indianapolis. In that area.
Yeah. In my favorite spot. I'll leave it at that.
Madeline, you said New York. We're having an office there soon in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Las Vegas would be cheap, or Atlantic City would be cheap also. Atlantic City's fun.
Las Vegas is better.
Oh, Miss Thomas said AFGE Florida loves you guys.
And we love AFGE Florida and Tish.
Diane, you said you're interested in the convention. Don't worry, when we're ready for all that, it'll be months and months in advance of planning, and you'll know.
But you know what? The thing is, it's been so long since I've been in a live audience, in person, that I'm going to be seeing stars. It's like I'm going to have a crowd full of like my favorite actors and actresses and superstars. I know that sounds really cheesy, but I'm excited to see all of you. I would love to be in a room with all of you there. That would be like the pinnacle of my career.
He would probably break down and cry, number one.
There's men watching. I'm not going to do that, but...
He will.
But I'm going to be really excited. I mean, really, really excited. So much so that I think some of my people are going to be asking if they can come teach too, and they're not going to get a word in. I'm doing it all by myself. I can't wait.
What Mary Golden said is absolutely correct. Everyone, when you go for a second opinion, please take all medical documents. You have an MRI, CAT scan, X-ray, all reports. Do not rely on DOL to give the doctor all your information. She's absolutely correct. You should be sitting there with the supervisor making copies. Before leaving your doctor's appointment, tell them you want copies. You're allowed to get your own copies.
Yeah, and that's right. And in my third book that I've already started writing, I've got some stuff in there that's a little more hard-hitting, but it's only based on my experience with you and hearing your stories. And it's that you've got to take charge. You have to take responsibility for what happens to you. What I know about the OWCP system is you're not a victim of it unless you make yourself a victim. You can take proper steps to win. You can do it. There are things you can personally do to crush this. And too many of you don't have the information, which is why we're doing this, and it's why I write these books. And it's why I ask you to share. And if you're not, now's a good time. Hit the share button. So, but yeah, I mean, I just think everyone has a fair chance to get an accepted claim. Everyone.
They do. You definitely do.
I mean, I don't know why. If I'm wrong, then why do I feel so sure that every report I read and write is going to get accepted? Do I just know something that everybody else doesn't? Well, actually, yeah. All right.
Kim Davis, very late, was having family dinner. Love your hair. Oh, thanks. I feel like I'm going to be like Pippi Longstocking soon.
Kim, you got to go see the Fort Myers office and bring your friends.
Rich Ray. This is so sweet. Before I read it, I want to tell you guys, we are just ordinary people. We have kids that annoy the shit out of us that we want to kill, and 2 dogs and
you
a
want
house.
them? They don't mow the lawn. They don't pick up dog crap. You can have them. They eat good. They're good eaters.
We love our 5 boys. They're everything. However, we are just everyday people, and when you see us and you go, oh my God, or you talk to us on the phone and you're like, I can't believe I'm talking to you. I got a picture with Gini and Chris. We're like, oh.
I'm not famous.
We think it's so sweet. So I say that because Rich Ray said, it'd be awesome to meet you 2 in person. Hugs, hugs, hugs.
Rich, we're making that happen.
Yeah, Rich, I need to find a place in Manhattan for October time that you can get all your people out there, and any other craft that wants to come and hang out and with us and ask questions. We'll bring books and everything.
Yep.
James Colbert said, real men cry, Chris. Oh, thank you, James.
I'm trying to keep a straight face.
Tonya said, you both are superstars to us. That's so sweet.
Hey, Tonya, I have your stuff in my inbox on purpose. It still shows as unread because I haven't forgot you, so thanks for your patience. It's right at the top. I'm going to get to it.
Portal Maria, you said the doctor wants to charge you for your records. Unfortunately, they will, I think, like a cent. They have to pay for paper, so...
Or 5 cents per page.
Yeah.
It can be ridiculous. If any of my doctors ever try to charge for records, let me know. We don't want to charge you for anything.
Mary, you said you've got to be proactive when it comes to your health and finances. And
nobody cares more about you than you, except for me.
And then Tonya said, my MRI of the hip has been denied at least 3 times, and I haven't been able to lift my leg for 3 years. What? All right, we're going to work on all that.
What we need is a free MRI that doesn't matter. Like, who cares about getting paid?
Yeah.
That's what we really need. We work on that stuff. So she and I are going to be in Miami over the next few days. Among the things we're going to do is we're going to be working with or meeting with an MRI place who will agree, when I'm finished talking to them, who will agree to do all of their MRIs for free with no money out of your pocket, and they will wait until the claim gets accepted with the understanding that the imaging reports help claims get accepted. So in Miami, we want to have that set up. We're also going to be working and meeting with surgeons who will also work with you and do the work for free without charging you out of your pocket because they know the claim will get accepted. That's a thing that we've been doing with the imaging centers for quite some time. But thanks to Dr. Lee in Pinellas Park and Palm Harbor, Florida, we had the opportunity to meet with a pain management doctor who does injections, a extremity surgeon like arms and legs, shoulders and stuff, and a spine surgeon, and Tampa Bay Imaging Center.
TBI.
And all four of them have agreed to work with you if you are referred by Dr. Lee's office and not take money from you, not even ask for your insurance card. So this is a new thing that I want to get done across the country, and the next step for us is actually going to be in Miami. So we're going to be in Miami over the next few days doing that.
So we've come to the end. I had to get out of my, what does it say? Could I please have your number to reach you?
Hey, Debbie, just send us a Facebook message here on the messenger for Wednesday Night Chats, and we'll get back with you.
Yeah. All right. We have 3 share winners. And a lot of you are asking, if you don't put...
I think this is 3. So my son does sign language.
3? Oh.
He does sign language. He's really fluent in sign language, and that's 3.
If you guys don't put your post to public, I will never see it. I will never know that you guys posted. So when I'm looking and you guys are tagging or sharing, if it's not set where the privacy setting is not to public, I cannot see it, and you will not get credit because I can't see it.
And we want you to have credit. We want share winners.
Yeah.
We want legit share winners. So who do we have?
Tonight's share winners, and they shared an S-ton this month because a lot of the shares were over like 200 shares.
Dang.
So, yes.
Thank you in advance before we read the names. Go for it.
So what I need you to do when I tell the 3 share winners who you are, I need you to message at the messenger what kind of gift card you want for $100. I need your email because it's going to be emailed to you virtually. Drum roll, please. And the share winners for August are Tanya Fieri.
Hello.
You didn't clap.
Oh, no, I said hello.
Hello. Let's give some thumbs up, hearts.
Let's give a bunch of hearts to
Yeah.
the share winners. Thank you.
Portal Maria.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And Renee Marie.
Renee Marie, thank you.
Those are our 3 share winners. So we have Tonya, Portal, and Renee.
Super excited. 3 of my favorite people.
Yes.
I'm happy you won. Everybody that wins makes me happy, but this is particularly happy. Renee, you're always helping us. Thank you so much. Tonya, I've been able to talk with you. It's really nice to know you.
Whoa, that's
and
a lot.
Portal Maria is like here all the time. It's really, really an honor to have everyone here like this. So thank you all for sharing. All the rest of you, get to work sharing right now. Just hit the share button. Share. So we can have more winners next month. And if it's the same winners every month, so be it.
Yeah. And again, in the messenger or my personal Facebook page, if you have it, message me what type of $100 gift card, because I'm going to go do that right now because we're going to be away for so long and I want to make sure you guys get it. Email me where you want me to send the virtual gift card is what they call it. Online gift card. So any gift card of your choice, I don't care. $100. Have fun. You can. I want one for makeup and clothes and shoes and purse. But congratulations. We thank you guys so much for all your shares. There was over 1,600 shares this
Incredible.
month.
That is unbelievable. Thank you so much. And to everybody. Look, we can only have the winners we have. These happen to have tied, which is funny. Like, whatever. Imagine if one of you had shared one more time, you'd have it all to yourself. But we're really happy that everybody that won. And we've had multiple ties. And the goal of this, and why we're so happy to give it to as many people as tie as the winner, is that you're sharing to more people and we get to affect more people's lives. And you're part of that. And it's like I said, you're not alone. Okay? Well, this is you doing your part to not let someone else be alone. So thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for sharing and letting us help more people.
Angie said, just too hard to work from Louisiana to McKinney. Just going to try on my own. Thanks, y'all, for your efforts.
Whoa,
You know, if you
whoa. Check it out. Check it
Yeah.
out. Go to the locations tab and see there may be someplace closer to you.
Yeah, there is.
Like in your backyard, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So don't say that you don't have a location to go to unless you've checked this out.
And you could also go to Google if you don't see anything that you like on our page, and you can search there. I've done plenty of searches, and I know it's like demoralizing because nobody really wants to help you except for us. But give yourself a fighting chance. Check it out. But if you go to the locations tab at Federal Injury Centers, you might find somebody closer to home.
Yeah. We understand if you can't drive from Louisiana to Texas. I freaking wouldn't do it. However, continuously...
No, Louisiana and Texas border each other. You'd go right over.
No, I wouldn't.
It's just 5 minutes.
No, it's not.
Just to Texas from Louisiana, it's just right there.
Just right there. That's why she's...
No. I'm just saying you would go from Louisiana to Texas because you could just like...
Put one foot over there, one
You're
foot
there
there.
already.
Oh, okay.
You would do that.
Always check... They're cracking up. Check the website, okay? We have 38 or 36?
8.
We have 38 offices. They're listed. And
they're not all listed, but they're
keep
getting that
going
way.
because we're going to have more. You know, Chris's end goal is for us to have 200 franchises. That's the end goal.
Or 2,000. I mean, whatever you guys need.
Whatever.
I'm not going to stop until I feel like we've just hit the number and that's the right thing. So we're just going to keep plugging along until we've solved all your problems.
Renee, we have not met the followers goal yet. It's 10,000, and we're almost at 9,900.
Yeah, could everybody just follow?
9,000. Where am I saying 9,900?
So just follow. I mean, look, just follow. I don't want to get down on my knees and beg you, so don't make me because you won't be able to see me anymore. I'll be down below. Just follow. Hit the follow button. What is the follow button? How's it spelled?
F-O-L-O.
F-O-L-L-O-W. Yeah. So just it's spelled the normal way, like how follow is always spelled. It's spelled like that. So just click it. All you have to do is click it. They don't even ask you more questions. They're like, "Oh, you sure you want to follow?" You don't have to answer that. They won't even ask. Just hit follow.
James said, "Just sent my info for brochures." Okay, let me touch on this. We have Wednesday night chats brochures, and we have Federal Injury Centers brochures. And before I say anything else, the reason we won't send Federal Injury Centers brochures out if there's no location is everybody comes on here and then do you have is there a location? So
yeah, it'd be wrong to send a Miami brochure to Iowa.
Yeah,
you know, that'd
so
be wrong.
We have 2 brochures. We have Wednesday night chats and we have Federal Injury Centers. So if you look on our site, there's a location and you're in that location, you just tell me, I need brochures from Tallahassee. I'll call the doctor and say, send these brochures to this person who's going to share it for you. And if you don't have a location, let me know. I'll send Wednesday night chats brochures, tons of them. Okay?
Hey, so just a reminder, go check these out if you don't have them already. So many of you do anyways, but so many of you also don't. So breakingowcp.com or the shop button on this Facebook page. I've got a new tab there called Gear, and it's got stuff on there. What I'm really interested in is your feedback. I would love you to send us a Facebook message after you look at it and like be brutal. Tell me what you don't like and what you do like and what you'd like to see. I would really like your feedback because this is here for you. It's not for me. So go on there and tell me what you like, don't like, and what you wish was there, and I'll try to make it happen. But I do want to show them this. So a little bit of inside information about me. My favorite person in history, that's not fair. I mean, I'm pretty
is me.
Spiritual, and I have a wife. But I'm a big fan of Steve Jobs. Okay, as you know, Steve Jobs. Show your phone. Just show your phone. Show your phone. Steve Jobs made this.
Oh, I'm like, what?
And so I think he's the most influential person in my lifetime in the world. And I'm a big fan. It's sad that we lost him so early to cancer, but I'm a huge Steve Jobs fan. There's 2 movies about him, and I've seen them both like how many times? Too many. But I have this shirt, and there's this quote that Steve Jobs said. I have his picture over here, right there. And it says, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Of all the Steve Jobs quotes, and if you go to Google Images and just search Steve Jobs quotes, you find tons of them, but that's the one. It's the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world that actually do. So anyways, I said that to say this. So I made this shirt. It's not on the shop yet because I just made it for me and I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. And I'm just curious what you think about it, because this is what I think about you. I look at that quote and I think, well, I may not be changing the world, but I can change the country. You know, I can change what happens for federal employees and I can make their lives better. That's why we do this. And so that quote means a lot to me. Tell me what you think about that. If you want me to have it on the shop, I will. But otherwise, go and let me know what you like and what you don't like and what you'd like to see.
Carol said they'd like insulated cups.
I've got one on there.
Ron Speakman said, how about camouflage gear for our vets?
So I don't have camo gear, but I do have military green gear.
And let's see.
Just camo gear is not an option.
Mary
but I do
Golden
like
said,
that.
please share this page with your coworkers.
Please, and thanks, Mary, for saying that. Everyone share.
I need help. Can you call me? Calvin, just go ahead and message us through Facebook and leave your phone number. Tell us what's going on, and one of the girls will give you a call back tomorrow.
You will get the help you need. If they don't know the answer, and they will, they were trained by us, they'll let me know, and I'll make sure that the right thing happens.
Mary Golden said, I want to be a part of a change for federal employees also. Renee Marie said, love the quote on the t-shirt. Still love the idea of one with a CA-10 on the back and breaking OWCP in the front.
I'll make it happen.
That's a great one.
That's one I can do.
Portal Maria said, yes, I love that quote. James said, I just shared on my Facebook. If everybody just clicks share just one time, it's okay.
That's huge.
Okay.
You're helping a lot of people by hitting that share button. You don't even know.
So tonight, I saw the new hoodies. I'm a big girl. You need a 4XL. You don't go that large.
So I'll have to check the third-party vendor that I get it from.
It's not us.
Yeah, believe me. There's nothing to me. I put every size they have, so I'll go take a look at it.
Yeah. So we're sorry about that. So Chris will go back in and click all extra, double X, all the way up to 4 or 5X.
Yeah, we'll see what they have.
Okay. So again, tonight we went over federal personal injury, third-party accidents, dog bites, slip and fall, and car accidents. What do you do now when you get in a car accident? Who do you call? Not Ghostbusters.
First 911, and then Eric Blowers.
Eric Blowers.
Now look, again, we don't make money off of Eric. So if you'd like to call another federal lawyer, you should call another federal lawyer. The key is don't call your run-of-the-mill PI lawyer because they don't understand federal. So if you have a federal lawyer that you've heard of and you like, that's who you call. No problem. Seriously, we say Eric because that's who we know, that's who we love, that's who we trust, and everybody else does too. Call whoever. But if you call a local PI lawyer, you're going to get screwed.
Yeah. So don't forget, call 911. You can call the Federal Injury Center's number, our 877 number, contact us, and then definitely reach out to Eric Blowers before you see who the guy on the billboard is. I'm telling you.
Don't call that guy or lady.
Don't call the guy or lady on the billboard till you talk to Eric Blowers. And
let Eric make that call.
A lot of you are still going to do it, and then you're going to say, my claim was denied. The attorney's been sitting on my claim for 2 years. When you get with Eric, it just goes so quick.
All you got to do is just come back and re-watch this video to find out where you went wrong.
911, probably your supervisor, and while you wait for them, arrive.
Mary said, and Eric is easy on the eyes. Hey, we're only allowed to flirt with me on this channel.
While you wait for them to arrive in a year, call Eric. Yes. 911, supervisor, Eric, or us.
Yeah.
So, but that's it for this, for tonight's. Again, congratulations to Portal Maria, Tanya, and Renee Marie for your $100 gift card of your choice. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. And like we keep saying, we're here for you guys to help me help you. This is what we're trying to do when we say click the follow button. You're helping us to help you.
So get the books, get a shirt, tell your friends, pass the word, be involved, and not letting other people be alone. Let's help everyone out.
Mary Golding, I'm going to screen that screenshot and I'm sending it to Eric.
No, look, she cleaned it up. She said Chris is very handsome, and she said other stuff too about
She
you.
is absolutely beautiful.
But what matters is she said I'm very handsome.
So thank you for tuning into. And ladies that are on here, don't forget to go to my Glamourology beauty page. I'm selling makeup for 3 different companies, Unique, Pharmacy, and Saint. I'm going to be also with Vitamin Med, selling some stem cell hair care and some vitamins for health. So go on over there and click the follow button too.
Make
Because
that happen.
everybody thinks Chris did my makeup. He didn't.
I definitely did.
But we are going to have a live on that page where he's going to be my moderator while I do my makeup. And
I'm going to give you
Look,
I'm a sports guy. I have a sports background. I have a sports bachelor's degree. And I'm telling you that the play-by-play by me when it comes to applying makeup will be the best play-by-play. John Madden, Troy Aikman, Joe Buck could not do a better job than I'm going to do play-by-playing, putting on the makeup. It's going to be fantastic.
All right, Daisy, you said it's Eric Blowers.
No, she spelled it right. It's perfect.
Yeah, just write down.
You nailed it.
It's pinned below his information. I'm going to keep it up. If you guys just look down at the bottom where it's pinned, you have Breaking OWCP, federalregistercenters.com, OWCP chats, our phone number, Eric Blowers' number, our app on Android and Google. You find us at Federal Injury Centers. We're on TikTok and Instagram. We have Federal Injury Centers on Instagram and Breaking OWCP on Instagram and everything. We're all over the darn place, and I'm going to start posting on TikTok too. So if you guys are on any of the social media pages, add us. Show us that you love us. Okay.
Oh my God.
Well,
you don't have to show us that you love us. We love you no matter what. All right, that's it.
That's it, guys.
That's it.
We will see you guys next week. And New York and California folks, get ready for us to announce the big date we're coming out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.